to do, YouTube? Today we got a video titled "We Finally Know Why Everyone's Leaving FaZe." Video by Omizi. Man, I grew up watching FaZe Clan, like watching their trick shots and everything like that. So, man, like it's crazy to see that they got some like backlash or some type of stuff.
Don't
Some
care
type
who
of
you are. Don't care
problem
if it's
going
my own
on
brother, bro.
in the group. Let's see.
You're my brother. I'm snitching. I'm sorry, but like that's just wrong. And brother, everything I say on my mother's heartbeat, everything I'm saying is true. And I just genuinely hope he can confess to it. This dude looks me in my eyes and says, "Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I had a threesome with two 16-year-olds." I'm like, "Bro, what?
Whoa,
Like, how
what?
could you tell me that?"
We're all face, and I end up going back with these girls to my hotel room. I slept with one
Okay, let's pause it right there. He did what with two 16-year-olds, bro? That is foul,
of
bro.
them, and I found out after that this girl was
Are they saying this is a member in FaZe that did this, bro? That's gotta be because I literally seen like something on Twitter about FaZe Banks. I heard that he's been like scamming people with the crypto stuff, but please, bro, please tell me this isn't true.
17.
And I don't know what to do or what to say at this point. But all I can say is, I mean, if it hasn't been said enough already on this call, stay away from underage girls, boys and girls. We have a lot of young men watching this stream right now. It's clearly and obviously not worth it. We're talking about a company and a brotherhood that was built over the course of how long, Rain? 15 years, more or less, right? And it's clearly coming to an end, you know?
If you thought FaZe was coming apart as it seems before, then man, oh man, this takes the cake. Yesterday, a member of the original FaZe group, FaZe Rain, came to social media with some shocking news that a lot of people weren't expecting. It was totally out of the blue, out of the random. But at this specific time in the state that FaZe is in right now, where Banks is off the internet, Max just left for some very cryptic reasons. To be quite honest with you, this is the last thing that they needed. But the world needed to hear the fact that one of the members in the FaZe clan was having sexual relations with somebody who was a child.
Bro, but which one is it though? Which one do y'all think is the FaZe? Which one is the FaZe member that's like doing all this weirdo pedophile stuff or PDFile stuff? I don't even know if I can say that on YouTube, but PDFile. Like that's just so weird.
Underage.
I want to put everything to do with me and FaZe to rest, bro, because there is so much I haven't said. And honestly, at this point, bro, I don't give a I think I'm going to collect my thoughts tomorrow and I'm going to say everything, bro. Every single thing that I know. And I'm going to collect my thoughts because I have an eidetic memory, so I remember everything and anything. Not only did you guys air me out, y'all mother sold me out, y'all scammed me behind my back. And honestly, I just had an epiphany about it because I'm like, bro, I've covered, not even covered about it. I was just so sad about it for so long. I was so, I've been up over that pedo.
Now we got to go help people customize and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual.
I'm going to have to get that YouTube Premium.
Where's the golf cart?
Like 2 years, bro.
I gotta say, man, FaZe Rain's probably one of the realest FaZe members I know. I want to say, man, I don't want to call it too early, but I'm gonna say FaZe Rain, FaZe Adapt, and FaZe Rug are like my three go-to guys, man. When I was like 13 years old watching them on YouTube.
Now, for those of you who are probably looking at this screen, questionable, that is FaZe Rain, somebody who is a part of what the new age era calls the old FaZe. This isn't about, you know, Silky. This isn't about Ron. This isn't about Max, Rage, Lacey. This isn't about Jason. This isn't about any of those new guys. But it's about the old FaZe, the entire organization, and seemingly some secrets behind dealing with some children. Now, there were a lot of other things mentioned because that old FaZe generation, I've been noticing there's been a little bit of bitterness in the water, and some of them have spoken out since, but this is now just FaZe Rain's turn to kind of give his take and his opinion on this brotherhood that was established between these guys and what has happened since, you know, him distancing himself, since the changes, etc., etc. And honestly, it doesn't look the best. A video back in 2022 started some of his earlier grievances with the company and the brand itself.
This is a decade long.
I know FaZe has been one of those groups like where they went bigger than just like a Call of Duty trick shotting like team. Like they pretty much went global. Like if y'all don't know who FaZe is, bro, y'all gotta look them up, bro. Back in 2015, 2014, 2013, these were the guys, bro. Like watching YouTube videos of these guys hit clips on Call of Duty. This was back when like, man, these were like when the good Call of Duties were out too. Like this was when Call of Duty was at its peak, bro. I was a heavy gamer back then too in these times. And I mean, to the point like where everybody, you would hop into a Call of Duty lobby and everybody had their little clan tag as FaZe, or everybody had like their little emblem as like FaZe, bro. This is crazy to, I mean, this isn't a big surprise that to hear that the members are experiencing like another, I guess like another big thing happening on the internet. But for it to be a PDF file thing, this is huge, bro. This is gonna like change everything for the name of FaZe and their company and their legacy too.
Problem, man, with a lot of legal shit around that. So now it's turned into multiple problems. It's not just the initial problem I had in the beginning. It's a lot deeper than that. And yes, I'm going to say this now because they're probably going to try to say, well, he's only doing this because we owe him money and he's mad. They do owe me money, yes, and they haven't taken care of me, yes. And the money that I bought the Counter-Strike team for, it took them 6 years to pay me back, yes. I never got a dollar or brand deal, yes. That's all. They're going to say that, and that is a frustration of mine, but I obviously held that in for years. I held that frustration in for years, and it was never the reason that I was going to do this or speak publicly, because if they just owed me money, I would have handled it a different way. This is a lot deeper than that, and a lot of my brothers don't see the actual issue here. They are being taken advantage of.
But there's two things I took away from that in the research of this video is that one, this group things, there was a big brand buyout from FaZe. There was a lot of stuff going on legally. So I can understand how, you know, there might be some frustrations there. That stuff has already been squashed for the most part. You know, I know that there's still some people who are jaded about the situation, but nonetheless, that's not my business. But two, and most importantly, which leads us to this conversation today, is that he's still holding some stuff in. There's still some things that he's not 100% spilling the beans on, which leads us to these pedo allegations.
I wasn't even pushed out. I left. There's a fucking involved too, bro. I don't give a fuck if I get sued. I could give a fuck less. I always stand up for what's right. That was the final straw, bro.
Phew, if it's in your heart, brother, speak it. It's gonna come out eventually. Now, the only issue that I do have with what he said is not by saying the initial name in the beginning. There's a specific reason why, and I'll get to that in a minute. But if there is somebody who is out there touching and messing with kids, let the world know so we can shun them, so we can have the proper opinion on them, so we can understand who we're dealing with in real time. The reason.
So does nobody know who the PDF file is? Or we just gonna have to play this guesswork? Because I want to know who it is, bro. This is like, I mean, that's crazy to say you did what with two 16-year-olds. I need to know who said this, bro. We need to know.
Why I did not like the fact that he,
because whoever it is in the FaZe clan, they need to be stopped.
Kind of left it up to open air interpretation. It was because one, there are a lot of members in FaZe. My first thought was, who could this be? I went down the timeline. Somebody threw out the name like Bronny James, and I was like, what? But then I had to realize Bronny is also a kid, so it definitely couldn't have been Bronny. But nonetheless, I also knew that a lot of people would be very, very mean in this conversation. There's two people in particular that I knew would probably get the brunt of this, and that is Max because he just left, and then also Banks because he is somebody who the internet feels very much up in the air about, especially after leaving the internet after seemingly scamming Aiden Ross and some other people out of some cryptocurrency. I knew that they would get unfair treatment in this conversation, so I am glad that Banks came out and actually cleared this up, because this is a serious allegation. Even if people feel like I should feel some sort of way about Banks, even if you feel some sort of way about Banks, yeah, he might have scammed some people. He does not need pedo allegations. That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm saying, like, if this FaZe Bank that has all this, like, he already has a lot of drama like surrounding his name with the whole scam and the cryptocurrency stuff. So if he's the one who was really, allegedly touching the kids, bro, his career is down the drain. It's already in a bad position as far as like how trustworthy he is. But man,
I'm gonna say in this video is I'm not a Rain is not talking about me. There, I got it out. But yeah, I'm getting fucking spammed in my mentions right now on Twitter asking if I'm a
Aside, the family must depart.
But at least there's people.
Being tagged in this clip from FaZe Rain on Fearbuck. The first thing that needs to be addressed is obviously this shit. It's a very heavy accusation. It's a life-shattering, life-altering accusation. That's why this is the first time that I'm speaking about it. I have to speak about it now. Norton, pause. You're saying that FaZe Temper is a which that is who he's talking about in the clip. I'm like, whoa, that's Tommy.
FaZe Temper? Tommy? Bro, FaZe Temper. I know Tommy, bro. He was definitely a go-to watcher too. Don't tell me this is FaZe Temper's doing, bro. Please don't tell me this.
That's our brother. This is who we started this FaZe shit with. I'm calling him. That was the first thing I said. I'm calling him and I'm calling Apex, because apparently this is something Apex is aware of as well. Norton and Tommy, or Norton and Apex are the closest.
Bro, man, y'all don't understand, bro. Like watching these people as I'm watching them as I was a kid growing up, bro. Like, these dudes were gross at playing Call of Duty. They were gross. Like, they were hitting so many crazy clips, bro. And I remember everybody wanted to, like, everybody that was a gamer, they wanted to be like a FaZe member, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Why? Please don't let it come down to this, y'all. This can't be the
on the
legacy
team.
of
So
FaZe.
obviously, if Norton's going to talk to anybody about anything and be transparent, it's Apex. Tommy's first initial knee-jerk reaction to all this shit was, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Norton, no, this is not what the conversation was like. You're misremembering, you're misinterpreting. Obviously, Rain is coming back, standing firm.
Banks goes on to pretty much say that after Rain tells him that Temper is this pedo, he then patches in Apex and Temper into the phone call, in which Temper refuses to acknowledge these accusations, says that, hey, you're misremembering these things, Rain, etc., and they go back and forth. But hearing from Rain, the person who's calling out this pedo in this situation, it seems that he has a pretty vivid memory as to what happened.
Tommy said this verbatim. He said it wasn't a threesome with two 16-year-olds. Actually, it was a 17-year-old. So all of a sudden now it's 17. One was 17 and the other one watched. That's what he said. And then he started bringing up all these random laws. I don't even know, these weird consent laws. Like,
bro, I mean, I'm kind of with FaZe Rain on this, bro. This is like, you can't just make this type of stuff up, because like every pedo, every PDFile that gets like caught up, they usually are like saying, doing like the weird stuff like, oh, but there's these laws that say if we're between like a certain age group and a certain age gap, then it's low key still legal. If she consents, then it's still legal. Or they'll try to bump the age up, like, cause you see it a lot on the Chris Hansen videos, bro. I used to watch a lot of Chris Hansen. Chris Hansen would be like, how old was the girl? And they'd be like, 15. And then he'd be like, it was 13. Or they'd be like, she was 13. As if like saying that she was 15 was gonna make it any better. So this does give very PDFile
Romeo
vibes.
and Juliet is yada. I don't fucking know. And even Banks calls me after and he's like, bro, what the fuck is like up with that law shit that he brought up? So he knows he did some shit that was wrong. He knows that. It's just, I don't like the denying of it. And I feel like in this video, you're trying to paint me like I'm lying and making shit up and just saying shit to say shit when you know that's not the truth, bro.
Yeah, I saw that. I heard that. That's some weird stuff. But a lot of the FaZe group is weird. People were digging up Temper's tweets from 2012. Mind you, he was born in 93. That kind of validates some of these claims in the court of public opinion. I don't know. It's extremely, extremely nasty.
Odd, but I got to be honest with you.
So if he's born in 93, that makes him like 34 right now, I believe. That's crazy.
I think it's
17 years old with a 34-year-old doing a what son? Yeah.
just like this happened. This like, dude, because I don't know the specifics of anything.
Now, there are wild accusations being thrown around the internet. And the beautiful thing about the internet, and I say this oftentimes, is that most of the time, the other person exists on the internet. So we don't have to wait too long to hear Temper give his actual opinions on this or what he's saying. And of course, it's filled with deflections and denial. And not that I'm saying that I've picked a side. I just think that it's very interesting as to how he says a bunch of stuff. And that bunch of stuff has nothing to do with the situation. His first video specifically.
The fact that I'm even having to respond to this and that my name is in the same breath as the word is so sick, twisted, and insane. This is disgusting. Anybody that knows me knows I'm not that type of person. I am the furthest thing from what you called me.
We're all shit-faced, and I end up going back with these girls to my hotel room. I slept with one of them, and I found out after that this girl was 17.
How could...
Okay, bro. Why did you... Bro. Tommy, it's not looking good for you, brother. You're done. It's not looking good for me. Bro, why do you... I wouldn't even have got on the internet and tried to justify this. Like, bro, she's 17. You're like 30-something, bro. You know better. And it's like, bro, people always be saying like, oh, I didn't know she was that age. Bro, you can... I feel like, for me, I know when a girl's 17 years old, bro. I know when the girl's underage, bro. You can just see it. It be their body. It be the way they talk, their mindset. It be a whole lot of things, bro. It be a whole lot of evidence that this girl is clearly underage, bro. She doesn't have her own... She's still living with her parents. Like, not to say that there's no adults living with their parents, but with all these evidence like stacking up, you can come to the logical conclusion that this girl might be underage. Why is she even at the party, bro? Does she even have an ID? She can't even drink legally? She can't even get her own apartment. She can't even, like, bro.
could you go from denying to admitting all in the same breath? And look, the devil is in the details, because the way that Tommy or Temper or whatever his name is goes on to give 3 extra minutes of just story time about how he's a father, he proposed to his...
Honestly, bro, he's going, this is an open close case. He said, he literally, like, okay, if they go to court for this, or if he gets like in legal trouble for this, literally, he already put it on the internet, like exactly what he did. And that's, man, Tommy boy.
Girl, etc., lets me know that he did do these things and he's not owning up to and admitting. But also, there's some things that are important that he left out that don't line up with even Banks' story, like Banks and Rain's story, which I find to be very, very interesting.
I'm going to say about the Tommy situation, because he made a video confirming it, but the details did get switched a little bit, because originally it was 2 16-year-olds and it was a 17-year-old and one was watching, and now a 17-year-old and he didn't know her age. If you didn't know her age and you said that to us at least once, we wouldn't be here, bro. I would not have treated it the same way if you said you didn't know, because that changes everything. But you never said that, not once. Literally not fucking once. This is news to me that you didn't know.
Another one bites the dust. Now, I want to be clear, this doesn't affect FaZe as a whole, and I'm not making some sweeping indictment on them. How this does affect the bigger group and the name and stuff like that going forward is, you know, up to the internet's interpretation. But these are 2 dudes who have distanced themselves from the group, at least the new version of the group, publicly for a long time. I just think that it's so strange that we exist on the internet with all these people who have been touching and doing stuff to kids. Like, it's been a long time, which kudos.
Hashtag leave the kids alone, bro.
To the fact that it's been a long time, because I remember we were going through a stretch of videos on this channel calling out Preds. You know, I'm talking people like Dr. Disrespect and the others that were dealing with children that were public facing on the internet. Weird shit like that. But listening to Marcus King's reaction about this situation made me really think about who people should be aligning with, whether it be from a fan's perspective or from like creating content's perspective.
That's why I'm telling you, I'm never, bro, that nigga would never see me in a group, because someone else being a weirdo in their own weird time could bring you the fuck down. You don't know what these niggas be doing in their free times, y'all. Fuck no, nigga.
YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, social media as a whole has been built off this concept of like idolization, envy, worship, all these other things like that for these figures at the top. People put them on a pedestal, but at the end of the day, not only are they not just human, but they're also some of the worst people in their free time. I can think of so many people over this past year or 2 years that I've covered on this channel talking about the weird stuff they've done in their free time. Whether it be Mr. Beast Chris Tyson, DJ Academics, Dr. Disrespect, FaZe Temper. There's just so many people that have been outed for doing a bunch of weird shit. And it's so sad because these people are aligned with people who are ultimately innocent, but those people's names will be dragged through the mud. Now, will the internet go on and pass? For sure. The North will remember though. And it just is a message to anybody and everybody who is still out there idolizing anybody, putting people on a pedestal and just not taking them for their entertainment value. One, they're probably weird. You don't know them like that. Keep that parasocial shit in the playground. And then 2, and most importantly, watch who you align with. Just watch who you align with when doing your own public endeavors, because their actions can ruin your name and your good faith and your good fortune.
Bro, shout out to Omizi for the video, man, but definitely, bro, that's a big one, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, like if you're associated with people who do weird stuff in their free time, that's gonna bring your whole career down, possibly, man. Like, and that's, bro, that's crazy. I'd never seen this coming. Like 10 years ago, 12 years ago, you never seen this coming with the whole FaZe clan. Then again, it doesn't affect the whole FaZe clan. Like you said, it's up to the interpretation of how the internet perceives it. But it's a bad look, and I think that's why his boys are holding him accountable, because they're like, bro, how's that gonna look on us? How is that gonna look on us and our legacy as like one of the best like groups on the internet if you're doing weird stuff in your free time? I get it if you're just like, you know, watching corn, you know what I'm saying, and do it, you know what I'm saying, that's your own, bro, you know what I'm saying. But kids, yeah. But yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. Leave a like on the video, subscribe. We're on our way to 1,000 subscribers, and we gonna see y'all in the next one. Peace.